Ohio gozaimasu! Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show that's dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So this is our series, Progressive Rock Albums from the 1980s, and tonight we're doing this album, King Crimson's Discipline. Never heard it before. I've actually only listened to 2 King Crimson albums, and I've heard a few songs from different ones. I've heard nothing from this. I think this is their 8th studio album. A band who I quite have developed a liking for quite a bit. Now, I have to admit, the first 2 albums that I've been listening to, which are In the Court of the Crimson King and In the Wake of Poseidon, it took me some time to get into both albums. In the Court of the Crimson King took me 40 years. That's a long time. The Wake of Poseidon, not nearly as long. This one here, I've listened to now its entirety, and I like it a lot right off the hop. So it's a very different feel for me liking King Crimson. Now, the song Elephant Talk, which is the opening track, I thought because I knew the title that I probably would know this song, but I didn't. I did not hear this song before. The drums are really good on this. Vocals are kind of funny but different. I like them. And some really intense guitar bits and solos here. It's a different kind of upbeat track than what I'm used to from King Crimson. But quite a bit, the production really good on this song too as well. I just think it's a really great song right off the hop. I gave it a 7. The next track, Frame by Frame. There's some pretty heavy guitar on this particular track, some nice vocals and voices. He does kind of a combo of both. A different thing for King Crimson. I think his voice is a bit higher up than what I'm used to from Greg Lake. His guitar, the bass, the drums, the bits are really complex and in a lot of intricacies here. It's a really good track. Maybe I think it's probably it's one of my 2 favorite tracks on the album. I think it's a fantastic track. The next song is Marasai Kudasai, which is Please Wait in Japanese. I do speak some Japanese, but not a lot. The vocals are very good. I love the riff. There is a very kind of a romantic song, I think, and some great guitar bits and pieces and soloing in here in this song. I think this is probably my favorite song on the album. I would have to say it probably is. Yeah, like it a lot. Really cool song. Then we go In Discipline. Fantastic opening. Some really heavy guitar, some really heavy vocals here. Some great guitar riffing. Sorry. I really like the drums are awesome on this song. That's the part I was trying to remember. Drums were awesome, and the vocals are fairly strong vocals. And the guitar, like the licks on the guitar, are fantastic. I think on this track. I gave this song an 8 as well. Then we have Fealahan Ginjit. Try this again. Fealahan Ginjit, which is got a heavy drum and guitar opening. Vocals are very strong on this song. Just really strong all over this song. I really think one of the better King Crimson upbeat songs. You can almost dance to this song, really. And it has a fantastic ending too. I just love the way it ends. The song is great. Okay, so then we get into there's 2 instrumentals on the album. The Sheltering Sky, the 6th song, and Discipline, the last track on the album. And then there's also another kind of version of Mate Kudasai. So then we have so basically the first one is pretty heavy drums. bongo drums to open. That's what it was. It's got the bongo drums, guitars joining in as the song goes along, and then the bass as well. It's kind of intricate. It's kind of an intricate guitar pieces in here. Some very odd guitar bits though towards the end, but just a pretty awesome instrumental from these guys. I'm not a huge instrumental, but I like this one a bit. The next one, Discipline, I don't like it as much. It's kind of bordering on jazz fusion, and I don't know. I can't say I don't mind. I don't mind jazz fusion, but I don't like a lot of it. It gets a little bit too instrumental for me. I like my vocals. That's the way it is. It's kind of, the song, Discipline's multi-layered, lots of different stuff going on at the same time. Some bass fills, some guitar bits, some drum fills, all kind of going in there at the same time. I think it's just overall a pretty strong instrumental. I think all of their songs on this album are pretty strong. This is probably my least favorite song on the album, the last track, and then they have the different kind of vocal version, musical version of Mate Kudasai, which is pretty good. I like the original version better though. So overall, I would say this is a pretty strong album. It has a lot of the King Crimson elements that you like very intricate guitar. There's not as much keyboard on this album though. In fact, I don't actually think there's any keyboard on this album. I'm trying to think of any part of the songs, of any of the tracks that I heard any keyboards, and I don't recall hearing any keyboards. I think this is pretty much, I don't think they were originally going to call themselves King Crimson 2, from what I've been told. I think they were supposed to be called Discipline, because you've got Bill Bruford and Robert Fripp from King Crimson, and Bill Bruford from Yes as well, and then you've got Adrian Belew, who came from the Talking Heads, who's very different, and then you've got the bass player Levin, Tony Levin, yes, from he played at this point. He had probably played for Peter Gabriel and a couple of other musicians that I can't think of right now. But so you had these four musicians, and they weren't supposed to be called, I think, if I read correctly, they weren't supposed to be called King Crimson, but then that's just what came up, because it's quite a different album sounding from the two that I have, that I've listened to. Much more up-tempo, much heavier, a lot more intricate, some really good guitar and drum bits. Not that there wasn't on those first two albums. I think the two albums that I have were more song-oriented. These ones are much more, actually it's the other way around. Those were a little bit more individual bits, where this is more song-oriented. That's what I was trying to say. But some really decent tracks here, like some strong stuff. And even though there is a little bit of, there's almost some funky stuff too, but some definitely those last couple of tracks kind of dance, not really dance music, but you could dance to them, right? I could see that. I can understand why they might want to do that. But overall, strong album. Great cover. Of course, you've seen this on my end of the month hauls. Nice shot of the guys inside. The album's completely red. The only problem I have with this album is I definitely need glasses when I'm looking at it, because the print is so small, and like in this case, it's black on red. You can't even see it, right? But this thing is pretty well known. Excellent album. Excellent packaging. Great production on this album as usual. Fantastic guitar. Bass is actually quite a bit forward on this album as it is to those other ones that I have. Drums, of course, are Bill Bruford. They're fantastic. And I think Belew's voice is a bit different than Greg Lake's and Peter Haskell from the first two that I've been listening to. His voice is a lot higher pitch. Got some different sounds to it. There's a couple of tracks where there's almost a Talking Head sound to it. I can almost hear the talking heads, just because he likes to talk as well as sing. So yeah, so great album, well worth listening to. If you're not familiar with the album, definitely give it a listen to when you have a chance to do it. So there you go. So there's my album for progressive rock music from the 1980s. This is day 9, King Crimson, Discipline. I hope you like this. Please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. And domo arigato, sayonara.